Hi, welcome to the overview of how to apply to the Middlebury Institute of International Studies. My name is Lizzie Roberts.
And I'm Nadine Black. We are both enrollment advisors on the admissions team. Your enrollment advisor is your point of contact through the admissions process, so feel free to reach out to us whenever you have questions. If you're not sure who that is, just email us at miis@middlebury.edu. How to start an application.
Let's dive in. To begin an online application, navigate to go.miis.edu/online app. You will need to create an account using your email address as your username. You will then be emailed instructions to set up your password. When you have logged into the application portal, select the Middlebury Institute as the specific school to which you are applying. You will then select from the drop-down options the level, format, program, type, and term to which you would like to apply.
Be sure to select the correct program type. Some of our programs have accelerated entry and advanced entry options for those who already have a master's degree or significant work experience in a related field. Additionally, if you are a returned Peace Corps volunteer, you may want to select the Coverdale Peace Corps Fellows option. Submitting your transcripts.
We require that students submit official transcripts of all undergraduate coursework and previous graduate work. You will be asked to select the schools where you have been enrolled. Use the search box to pull them up. If you have trouble finding your school, just select Unknown School. We can update that for you when we receive your transcripts.
But Lizzie, wait, it's taking forever to get my official transcripts.
That's okay. We can still move your application forward using unofficial transcripts as a placeholder. Just upload a copy of your unofficial transcripts under the Additional Materials section. If you are admitted, you will then be required to submit your official transcripts, including proof of graduation.
Phew, what else is important to know?
If your transcript is not in English, you will need to have that professionally translated. Transcripts must show all course titles and grades, and should include any transfer or study abroad credits. If the course titles and grades from your transfer credits are not indicated on your primary transcript, then you will need to submit additional transcripts from the schools they were transferred from. Those transcripts do not need to be official.
Applying for scholarships. Let's talk about finances. On the application, you will be asked about partner organization affiliation scholarships and financial aid. That's where you can request to be considered for in-house need-based and merit-based scholarships. If you do, you will be required to submit 2 short scholarship statements, one highlighting your strengths as an applicant and one describing your current financial need.
Do those statements affect your application?
Definitely not. That information is not considered in the admissions decision, only in whether we can grant you a scholarship. Uploading your resume and CV.
You will need to upload a resume or CV. We want a full view of your experience, so don't limit yourself to just one page. Include all of your previous academic, professional, and leadership experiences, any awards that you have won, any international or intercultural experiences, and what languages you speak. You can also include volunteer work and internships as relevant. Include the month and year of any of those experiences.
Is there a specific format for this?
No, but our team reads a lot of these, so please be concise.
Career Objectives Essay.
Is this for your section?
Now on to one of the sections where we get the most questions.
The Career Objectives Essay. This is your chance to share your career goals and how the Middlebury Institute can help you meet them.
What are your top tips on that piece?
The top mistake is not answering a question effectively. You may be writing essays for multiple graduate school applications, and we can tell when you have reused an essay, substituting our institute's name. Take the time to review the prompt and brainstorm a new essay for each grad school you apply to.
Absolutely. Any other tips?
Yes, your career objectives essay should complement, not repeat, the information on your resume. We will be reading those materials side by side, so while your resume shows what you have done, your essay should showcase who you are and what you want to do with your career.
If you want more tips for how to ace your graduate application essay, we have another video on our website, which is linked below. Now we're on to additional materials. Nadine, what goes in that section?
First of all, note that some of you will not need to submit anything under this section. If needed, this is where you can attach documents like unofficial transcripts and test scores.
Does that include English proficiency test scores for international students?
Yes, this is where you can submit a copy of your TOEFL, IELTS, or Cambridge scores. If you aren't sure if that is required for you, please go to go.miis.edu/app instructions for more details.
What about GRE or GMAT scores?
The GRE and GMAT are not required for admission to our programs. However, if you have already taken one of these exams or have a low undergraduate GPA, you can certainly submit your scores to round out your academic profile.
Uh-oh, I hit submit and I need to add something. What do I do?
No problem. Just email those additional documents to enroll@middlebury.edu and we will add them to your file. Language study.
Some programs may require students to take language studies courses. If that is the case, you will need to select a second language from the drop-down menu of languages offered at MIS and describe your level and experience in that language.
If your program does not require that you take a language studies course, then it is your choice whether to select on your application that you want to study a second language as part of your program. The alternative to language studies courses is intercultural competence courses. Translation and interpretation program requirements.
If you are applying to a program that requires translation or interpretation courses, you need to complete an additional materials section on language and skills test information. In this section, you will note your A and B languages. Your A language should be the language in which you have the highest proficiency, typically your native language. One of your A or B languages must be English. Some programs allow for an optional C language as well. After submitting your application, you will be emailed an invitation to take a Language and Skills Test, or LST, for your A and B languages, as well as another LST for your C language if applicable.
Letters of recommendation. The last piece is providing at least one letter of recommendation. Ideally, we would like to receive 2 letters of recommendation, one professional and one academic. Your recommenders will speak to your academic and professional abilities, suitability for graduate study, and the career to which you aspire.
I want to jump in here. One of the most common reasons that applications are delayed is a missing letter of recommendation. So make sure you give your recommenders plenty of time, ideally a month's notice.
When you have confirmed who your recommenders will be, enter their names and email addresses in the online application. This will trigger an automatic email from our admissions office to your references requesting a letter of recommendation on your behalf. If you'd rather not have your recommenders receive this automated email, just enter your email address instead and forward it to your references. If your recommenders do not receive our automatic email, they can email their letter to us directly at enroll@middlebury.edu. Application tips.
That brings us to our application tips section. First, note that any field with a red dot next to it is required. You must fill in those fields in order to submit the application.
You can review your progress by checking the circles in the menu on the left-hand side in the application. Green circles indicate a completed section. Yellow half circles indicate a section is only partially complete, and black circles indicate that you have not started the section.
If you need to update your level, format, program, type, or term, you can select the blue Update Application Type button in the menu. Note that this may change some of the information you have already entered, as well as remove or add application sections and requirements.
Submit your application. Okay, ready to submit? Once everything is complete, click Review Application at the bottom of the page. Do one last review to check everything, then click Submit your application.
The button is grayed out. What's going on?
Double check. You must be missing a required field. You can't click through until all required fields are filled out. Once you do, you'll be prompted to submit your application fee, which you can pay using a credit or debit card. After paying, you will sign and submit your completed application. After you submit your application.
After you have submitted your application, our admissions team will follow up if anything is still missing or if you are required to take any additional language tests. If you meet our basic requirements, you will be sent an email inviting you to interview with a member of our admissions team. The interview lasts about 30 minutes and can be completed via Zoom or in person. You will choose a time that fits your schedule. To learn more about the admissions interview, I recommend watching our How to Ace Your Admissions interview at go.miis.edu/enrollment videos.
We really have two main goals in the admissions process. First, we want to find students who will be successful academically in our rigorous programs. And second, we want to make sure that your career goals align with the career outcomes that our programs provide. In other words, we want to make sure that this program is the right fit for you.
For a faster review process and for scholarship consideration, we recommend submitting your application as soon as possible before the next admission deadline. You can view our upcoming deadlines at go.miis.edu/deadlines.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or would like to discuss your own application, please contact your enrollment advisor. We look forward to reviewing your application.